Public transportation isn't just a convenience, it's the heartbeat of a modern, efficient city. From eco-friendly metros to smart bus systems, some cities have taken transportation to the next level. Today is part 1 of counting down the top 10 cities with the best public transportation in the world. New York City is the only US city included in the roundup. It scored especially highly for its many metro routes, while also winning points for its high number of bikes available, 25 to 247 at the time of this video. It is important to note here that the study analyzed public transportation systems in only 19 major cities around the world. They were ranked based on the cost of public transport, size of its fleet, number of metro routes, stops, shared bikes and e-scooter schemes, and the number of electric vehicles per 100,000 people. 10. Madrid. Madrid has a highly efficient, affordable, and comprehensive public transportation system that serves both locals and visitors. The Metro de Madrid is the backbone of the city's public transportation system, providing one of the fastest and most convenient ways to navigate the city. The Metro has 13 lines and 302 stations, serving both central Madrid and suburban areas. Major interchange stations include Puerta del Sol, Atocha Renfe, and Chamartín. The Metro connects important landmarks and districts such as Gran Via, Plaza Mayor, Retiro Park, and Madrid-Barajas Airport, via Line 8. Operating hours: the Metro runs from 6 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. every day. Trains arrive every 2 to 5 minutes during peak hours, and every 10 minutes at off-peak times or late at night. A single ticket within Zone A, Central Madrid, costs around €150 to €2, while there are also day passes and monthly passes for unlimited travel. Buses are operated by EMT, Empresa Municipal de Transportes, and provide a great way to see the city's streets while traveling. There are over 200 bus routes in Madrid, covering all neighborhoods and key locations. Some important routes include those that connect Plaza de Cibeles, Puerta del Sol, and Atocha. Special airport express buses link central Madrid with Barajas Airport, operating 24/7. Madrid's night buses, known as Buho, ULs, operate between 11:30 p.m. and 6 a.m., covering many of the city's major routes when the metro is closed. The Tarjeta multi-card can be used to pay for bus rides. Cercanías Madrid is the commuter train network operated by Renfe that connects central Madrid with its suburbs and surrounding regions, including nearby towns like Alcalá de Henares, El Escorial, and Aranjuez. Key stops in the city include Atocha, Chamartín, and Nuevos Ministerios. Operating hours: Cercanías trains run from around 5 a.m. to midnight, with regular service throughout the day and more frequent trains during peak hours. Tickets can be bought at stations or through the Renfe app. Madrid's light rail, or Metro Ligero, system complements the metro and bus networks, providing coverage in newer residential and suburban areas. Taxis are widely available in Madrid, and they are typically white with a red diagonal stripe. Fares to Barajas Airport are typically fixed at around €30 from the city centre. Madrid has been expanding its bike-sharing system, known as BiciMad, making cycling a popular and eco-friendly way to get around the city. BiciMad operates more than 260 docking stations around Madrid, particularly in central areas like Retiro, Malazana, and Lavapiés. Although Madrid is an inland city, there are riverboat services that operate along the Madrid-Rio Park, offering a scenic way to travel through the city along the Manzanares River. This service is mostly recreational and popular with tourists. Airport Express Bus: the Airport Express Bus runs 24/7 and connects Barajas Airport with Atocha in the city center in about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on traffic. 9. Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, has an extensive and diverse public transportation system that is affordable and widely used by locals and tourists alike. The system includes subways, SUBT, buses, colectivos, commuter trains, taxis, and a growing network of bike-sharing options. Managed by various operators, Buenos Aires public transport connects its neighborhoods, or barrios, with the greater Buenos Aires area. The SUBT is the oldest metro system in Latin America, dating back to 1913, and remains one of the fastest ways to navigate the city. The SUBT operates 6 lines, labeled A to H, though Line E is under construction, and serves 90 stations. Some important lines include Line A, light blue, connects the historic neighborhood of Plaza de Mayo with western neighborhoods like Flores. Line B, red, runs from Leandro en Harlem in the financial district to the Villa Urquiza neighborhood. Line D, green, one of the busiest lines, running from Catedral in the city center to Palermo and Belgrano, affluent residential areas. Operating hours: the SUBT operates from 5:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. on weekdays, with shorter hours on weekends and holidays, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sundays. Tickets can be purchased via the SUBE card, Sistema Único de Boleto Electrónico, which is a rechargeable contactless card used across all public transport in Buenos Aires. Buses, locally called colectivos, are the most extensive and affordable form of public transportation in Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires has over 150 bus routes, all privately operated but regulated by the government. The buses run 24/7, with routes covering every neighborhood and major landmark in the city. Each bus route is numbered, and routes are color-coded based on the areas they serve. The commuter train network connects Buenos Aires with the Greater Buenos Aires metropolitan area, making it essential for residents who live in the suburbs and commute to the city. Trains are popular for trips to areas such as the Tigre Delta, the town of San Isidro, or the historic city of La Plata. Operating hours: train services generally operate from 4 a.m. to midnight, depending on the line. Trains run frequently during peak hours, with less frequent service late at night or early in the morning. Taxis are widely available in Buenos Aires and are relatively inexpensive compared to other major cities. Although not a primary mode of transport within the city, Buenos Aires offers boat services that connect the city with locations along the Rio de la Plata and nearby areas. One of the most popular boat services is to Tigre, a town in the northern suburbs known for its scenic delta. River boats in Tigre can take passengers on tours through the canals or to islands in the delta. The Buquebus ferry connects Buenos Aires with Colonia del Sacramento and Montevideo in Uruguay. Buenos Aires is working to make its public transportation system more accessible to people with disabilities. While newer substations and buses are designed to be accessible, not all older stations have elevators or ramps. 8. Berlin's public transportation system is highly regarded for its efficiency, affordability, and comprehensive coverage, making it one of the best in Europe. Operated primarily by BVG, Berliner Verkehrsbetrieb, and S-Bahn Berlin GmbH, it includes an integrated network of U-Bahn, underground metro, S-Bahn, commuter trains, trams, buses, and ferries. The U-Bahn is Berlin's underground metro system, the backbone of public transportation in the city. The U-Bahn network mainly serves the inner city and is particularly useful for short to medium-distance trips. The system covers popular destinations like Alexanderplatz, Kurfürstendamm, Potsdamer Platz, and Berlin Hauptbahnhof, main station. Operating hours: the U-Bahn operates from around 4 a.m. to 1 a.m. on weekdays, with 24-hour service on weekends, Friday and Saturday nights, and public holidays. During these times, trains typically run every 5 to 10 minutes during the day and every 10 to 15 minutes at night. The S-Bahn is Berlin's suburban railway system, connecting central Berlin with outlying districts and suburbs. Unlike the U-Bahn, which operates mostly underground, the S-Bahn travels above ground and connects to both central and suburban areas. Operating hours: like the U-Bahn, the S-Bahn runs from 4 a.m. to 1 a.m. on weekdays, with 24-hour service on weekends. S-Bahn tickets are integrated with the U-Bahn, so the same ticket can be used on both systems. The M-lines, metro trams, run frequently, day and night, and connect many of the most important areas in East Berlin, including Alexanderplatz and Prenzlauer Berg. Operating hours: trams generally run 24 hours a day, with night service on metro tram lines, M. During the day, trams arrive every 10 minutes or more frequently during peak hours. Berlin operates over 150 bus routes, including Metrobus, M, routes that run frequently, similar to metro trams. There are also night buses, marked with an N, that operate after regular services end. Operating hours: buses typically run from early morning until late at night, with night bus services operating between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., when U-Bahn and S-Bahn services are limited. Bus tickets are integrated with the rest of the public transport network, allowing seamless transfers between buses, trams, and trains. Berlin is well connected to other cities in Germany and Europe through its regional trains operated by Deutsche Bahn, DB. Although less known, Berlin operates 6 ferry routes as part of its public transportation system. These ferries cross rivers and lakes, providing scenic and practical connections, particularly in the eastern and southern parts of the city. Ticketing system. Berlin's public transport system uses a zone-based fare system divided into 3 zones. Zone A covers central Berlin, within the S-Bahn ring. Zone B extends to the outskirts of Berlin. Zone C includes nearby towns like Potsdam and Schönefeld Airport. 7. London's public transportation system is one of the most extensive and iconic in the world, operated primarily by Transport for London, TfL. The network covers the entire city and the surrounding areas, offering a variety of transport options including the London Underground, buses, trains, trams, and riverboats. Here's an overview of London's public transport system. The London Underground, commonly referred to as the Tube, is the most famous element of London's transport network. It's one of the world's oldest metro systems, having opened in 1863, and is the largest underground railway network in Europe. The Tube operates 11 lines: Bakerloo, Central, Circle, District, Hammersmith, and City, Jubilee, Metropolitan, Northern, Piccadilly, Victoria, and Waterloo and City, and serves 272 stations. The system covers both central London and suburban areas, extending to Heathrow Airport, Wimbledon, and other outer boroughs. Operating hours. The Underground generally operates from around 5 a.m. to midnight, with some lines offering 24-hour service on Fridays and Saturdays as part of the Night Tube, on the Central, Jubilee, Northern, Piccadilly, and Victoria lines. London's iconic red double-decker buses are a key part of the city's transportation system and an excellent way to explore the city above ground. The bus network covers every part of London, including areas not served by the tube or rail. The bus network includes 700 routes covering the entire city and its suburbs. The contactless and Oyster systems work on buses, and there's no need to tap out when leaving the bus. The London Overground is a suburban rail network that complements the tube and serves areas beyond the Underground network. It connects outer London districts and offers more above-ground travel options. Overground routes include key connections from Richmond and Clapham Junction in the west to Stratford and Highbury and Islington in the east, as well as important connections in North and South London. Overground trains connect with multiple tube stations and other rail services, creating a well-integrated system. It's part of the same fare system as the tube, so passengers can use Oyster cards and contactless payment. National rail services run alongside London's local transport, providing access to commuter towns and cities beyond London, including Brighton, Reading, Luton, and Gatwick Airport. Major stations. London has several major railway stations, including London Victoria, London Waterloo, London Euston, King's Cross, Paddington, Liverpool Street. These stations serve both suburban and long-distance destinations and provide connections to the tube and buses. Trams operate primarily in South London, particularly around Croydon. The London Tramlink system connects several key locations in South London, offering a fast and eco-friendly alternative to buses. London also offers river buses along the River Thames, providing a scenic alternative for travelling across the city. Operated by Thames Clippers, river buses are particularly popular with commuters and tourists. River buses run from Putney in the west to Woolwich in the east, stopping at major locations like Westminster, London Bridge, Canary Wharf, and Greenwich. Taxis and ride-sharing black cabs. London's famous black taxis are metered and can be hailed on the street or booked in advance. While more expensive than public transport, they are a convenient option, especially for short trips or when public transport is unavailable. Santander Cycles, London's bike-sharing scheme, allows residents and visitors to rent bikes across the city. There are over 750 docking stations across London. Bikes can be rented and returned at any docking station. 6. Brussels, the capital of Belgium and the heart of the European Union, boasts a well-organized and efficient public transportation system managed primarily by STIB/MIV, Société des Transports Intercommunaux de Bruxelles, the city's public transit authority. The system integrates metro, trams, buses, and regional trains, making it easy for residents and tourists to navigate the city and its surrounding areas. Here's an overview of Brussels' public transportation network. The Brussels Metro is the backbone of the city's public transport system, known for its speed, reliability, and coverage. The metro is a preferred mode of transport for moving quickly through the city and its suburbs. The Brussels Metro consists of 4 primary lines: Line 1, Gare de l'Ouest, West Station, to Stockel; Line 2, Circular Line that loops around the city centre; Line 5, Erosme to Herman de Brue; Line 6, Simonis, Elizabeth, to Roi Bordouin, King Bordouin. These lines serve over 70 stations and connect key districts and landmarks, including the European Quarter, Grand Place, and Atomium. Line 2 is a circular route that is especially useful for getting around the city centre. Operating hours: the metro operates from 5:30 a.m. to midnight, with trains running every 3 to 10 minutes, depending on the time of day and line. Travelers can buy single-ride tickets, day passes, or monthly passes. Brussels has an extensive tram network that provides an excellent way to travel within the city and access areas that the metro does not cover. The city's tram network consists of 17 lines, which serve both the city centre and outer districts. Some lines, like Tram 3 and Tram 4, run underground in the city centre, similar to metro services, but transition to street level in the suburbs. Key tram routes include Line 3, Esplanade to Churchill; Line 4, Gare du Nord, North Station, to Stelle; an important north-south route Line 7, Heysel to Van der Kindia, which passes through major attractions like Atomium. Operating hours: trams generally run from 5:30 a.m. to midnight, with slightly reduced frequency late at night and on weekends. Brussels has a comprehensive bus network that complements the metro and tram systems by providing access to areas not covered by those services. Stibs/Mive operates local bus routes within Brussels, while other companies like Tech and De Liegen operate buses to suburban and regional areas. Local buses: Stibs/Mive, Brussels local buses cover the entire city, with over 50 bus routes connecting residential areas, business districts, and major landmarks. Night buses, Noctis. The Noctis bus network operates on Friday and Saturday nights from midnight to 3 a.m., providing night services for those out late in the city. Regional buses, Tech and De Liegen buses connect Brussels with surrounding areas and the broader region of Flanders and Wallonia. Brussels' 3 major train stations are Brussels North, Gare du Nord; Brussels Central, Gare Centrale; Brussels South, Gare du Midi, which is the largest station and serves as the main terminal for international services like the Eurostar and Thalys. International connections: Brussels South connects to major European cities via high-speed trains. Eurostar links Brussels to London in under 2 hours. Thalys connects Brussels to Paris, Amsterdam, and Cologne. ICE trains serve Germany and Switzerland. Ferries and boats, though less commonly used than other forms of transport, Brussels also has water taxis and boat services that operate along the Brussels-Scheldt Canal. Water taxis: these provide scenic routes and a relaxing alternative to explore the city from a different perspective, although they are mainly used for leisure rather than daily commuting. Brussels has a unified ticketing system that allows travelers to use the same ticket across all forms of transport: metro, trams, buses, and local trains. Great public transportation isn't just about getting from place to place, it's about creating a better quality of life, reducing pollution, and making cities more accessible for everyone. These cities prove that with thoughtful design and innovation, public